Hi, so my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party, and it's How to Tuesday. What? Oh yeah. So tonight is roses. We're going to learn everything about roses, and I got a few extra things that I wanted to show you and we're going to talk about. So tonight is a practice session. So get out your mixed media paper, get out your cardboard, get out whatever you want to get out, because we're practicing, people, and this is your session to learn what you need to learn to make your paintings that much better. Anyway, let's give props to you-know-who. Oh yeah. There he is, chilling like a villain. There's the man. Hello, Shweta. How you doing? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but hello. And so everybody say hello if you're painting with me tonight. Let me know if anyone's painting with me tonight. And they're showing me a button. I don't know what this button means. I'm trying to, like, I don't know, get it to go away, but it's not going away. I don't know why. Okay, so let's see. Okay, there we are. Hello, Shweta. Hello, Diane. How are you, sweetheart? Diane's in the house. Hello, everybody. So say hello if you're painting with us tonight. Let me know if anyone's painting with us tonight. And we're doing, why is my, it's the same thing. Every live I have problems with the buttons because, they keep changing stuff. Hello, Carolyn. How you doing? Sweet. So we're doing roses. How-to roses tonight. Okay, so anyway, I have this thing on my screen. It's not going away, and I'm gonna stop messing with it. Those of you following my make 'em ups journey, I went with greens tonight because we're doing florals. So I was feeling kind of in the green mode. Matches my eyeballs. I'm going to put you guys in your handy dandy holder and we're going to get things started. Okay, so like I said, say hello if you're painting with us tonight. Let me know if anyone's painting with us tonight. This is your practice session, so 6,000%. If you have any questions for me, definitely ask them. Hello, Becky. How are you, sweetheart? So, on my table, I have the paint, the same colors, every single party. Blue, red, yellow, black, and white. I have my hello, Tina B. How you doing, lovey? I have a whole bunch of brushes. I'll let you know what I'm using when I'm using it. And I am working on a 16 by canvas. 16 by 20, so 16 this way, 20 straight up and down. All right, all of my replays are available on the YouTube, so I will post that link now. Hit the wrong button. I can't. Nope. Hitting wrong buttons again. This is the button I wanted to post to YouTube. All right, we'll figure this out eventually. Once they stop changing everything, we could figure this out eventually. Now I don't know what happened. Why is the screen black? Why is the screen black? Oh, did I hit that? That's why the screen was black. I got Becky, I got Tina, Linda is here. Hello, Linda. Oh my goodness, I can't, right guys? Hello, Debbie. How you doing? Trying this on a 6x6 for your granddaughter. Sounds good. Smaller is harder though. Just keep that in mind. If you get a little frustrated, just take a break. Hello, Sandra. How are you, sweetheart? Just take a break, and that's the great thing about acrylic. Let it dry, and you can come back to it. Yes, Tina, I noticed that my screen was black. Becky hailing in from Ohio. Hello, Becky. How are you doing, sweetheart? We got two Beckys in the house. We got Becky and Becky. Oh, yeah. Robin is here, and Brenda is here. Hello, Brenda. How are you, sweetheart? And let's see, who else do we got going on here? We got Tammy's hanging out with us tonight. Hi, Tammy. How's everything going? I hope everything is going well for everybody. And Joan is here. Hi, Joan. How are you? Hi, guys. Enjoying the day and watching me. I like that. That works for me, Sandra. That totally works for me. Totally, totally, totally. And let's see who else. Rachel is here. Hello, 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 Rachel. How are you, lovey? So I got Rachel hanging out with us. And I got Sandra already. And I'm trying to get everybody. If I miss you, just yell at me. Say, Eve, you missed me when I do the roll call. No worries with any of that. Don't ask. It's time for you. You know what's it. My wisdom hairs are showing. Hello, 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 Michelle's. How are you, sweetheart? First time. Talk to you like you're two. It took you forever to log in. Oh, that's all good, Michelle's. Michelle's. I don't know how to say your name. I'm going to call you Michelle. That's what I'm going to call you. Welcome, sweetheart. Everybody give a warm family, Eve's Creations. Welcome to Michelle in the house. Oh, yeah. Hanging out with us. That's what I like. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so you guys like me to do a whole thing. I got extra special stuff planned for us tonight that I want to show you. So we're going to, Michelle, all right, perfect. So I'm going to grab Big Boy. I don't even have my thing of water. I am so unprepared right now. I didn't even grab any water. Oh my goodness gracious. I forgot water. I had to get the coffee ready. And Butters wants to bark now. It's all, you know, it's the usual Eve's Creations show. It's the Eve's Creations show. Nothing, hi Tammy. Nothing different going on here. All right, I got my water now. All right, so I'm going to swirl tap dab Big Boy. He is a 1-inch flat, and I'm going to turn around and use blue and white for a background. That's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. And Tammy, I got to write Tammy down. I got Tammy. Okay. Whew. All right, swirl tap dab Big Boy. Da 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 da. Hey, you got the most important thing there, Michelle. So just, you know, hey, one thing at a time. That reminds me, all of my videos are kid-friendly, so I'm going to try to watch this thing. And if you guys could watch your comments, that would be awesome. All right? Awesome. Okay, we're going to get paint on this canvas. There's paint going on this canvas eventually, and I just stuck my finger in red. You see that? Look at that. I just stuck it all in red. Wow. All right. All right. We're going to... Whew. Woo-saw it out, Eve. Woo-saw it out. Oh, boy. All right. So let's just soften that out. Okay. So, blue and white. Blue and white. We need a background. All right. So, blue and white. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So, I'm going to show you Rosebud. I'm going to show you Rose. On my first ever how to flowers video, I did a rose. Hello, Polly. How are you doing, sweetheart? And I'm missing people now. Okay, so let's see. We got Polly. Everybody give a warm Eve's Creations family welcome to Polly in the house. Hello, Polly. And we have Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. How are you, dollface? And let's see who else is here. And we have Sandra. Oh, awesome, Sandra. You got new brushes and you're getting to use them and you ordered them for me, I believe. Jincy is here. Hello, Jincy. How are you, sweet doll? All right, so let's see. Who else do we got? Awesome. All right, everybody, I'm caught up. I think I'm caught up. Anyway, blue and white. Blue and white. Yes, everybody. Welcome all the new peeps. We love new fam members. You are officially part of the fam now. We all support each other. There's nothing but love in here. And Sandra got the brushes from me, so she's excited to try them. She has her very own Big Boy. Yes, Sandra. You're going to love it. You're going to love them. 6,000%. You're going to love them. And they last a long time. Big Boy's going on 7 years of paint party business. 5, 6, 7, something like that. And let's see, the fluffies, once you beat them up, you're going to get bristles that come out. It might be a little annoying if you get the bristles coming out on your painting, but the more you beat them up, the more you bang them around, the better the fluffies are going to get. And so there you have it. And also you want to really mash them up on your paper towel, and when you wash them, really mash them up when you wash them, okay? So you want to make sure you do all of that. And all right, you guys have to vote. What color rose do you want? All right, now I know this is going to start a thing. I know this is going to start a thing. You're all going to come in with all these different colors. I know it. 6,000%. Tina B, keep track of what color's winning, all right? Do me a favor, because you know I'm not going to be able to keep track of that. Hi, Lisa V. So, everybody, what color rose do you want? All right, and Tina B, you pay attention to what's winning. We got pink, we got purple, we got yellow, all sorts of colors popping in. All right, so you got me, girl? All right, we got red. Corinne's here. Hello, Corinne. How you doing, lovey? We got all sorts of colors coming in now. Hi, Susan. How are you doing? Sandra's saying purple, so we got 2 purples and 2 pinks, a yellow. Ellen is saying pink. Debbie is saying pink or red. Ellen, we got Ellen in the house. So you guys, all right, you got to tell me who's winning though. I don't know. I already lost track of who said what. I think pink and purple is winning, or maybe red. I don't know. What's winning, Tina? Tina, help a girl out. What's winning? You guys got to tell me who won. I think it was pink. I think pink won. I'm not really sure. I saw a yellow, which would be super duper pretty, but the shading would be really hard to teach you guys. Pink is winning? Okay. The shading would be really hard to teach you guys if I did it in yellow. Because it'd be like the sunflowers. It'd be really hard to see what I'm doing. Pink one? Alright. We got pink in the house. Oh yeah, pink one. Okay, so I gotta get more white paint, and I'm finishing putting my background on. Also, what I wanted to show you guys is I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna show you, alright, so I'm gonna show you a rosebud, and I'm going to show you a rose, but I'm also going to show you guys, so I hope you're excited for this, and, you know, I hope it's something that, that you'll get into, but I'm going to show you how to paint an impressionistic, Tina says orange, we'll do pink. We'll do pink. Pink is cool. I can show you everything we need to show you with pink and red. So that's what we're doing. So the best color against a blue background would be what Tina B said, orange. Orange and blue are opposite each other. So on the color wheel. So that would be the best thing to do. But what I want to show you is I want to show you an impressionistic style of rose bush going up lattice. Okay? So, because I'm insane. Alright? So, that's what we're going to do that too. Alright? So, I'm going to turn around, and back here, I'm going to put in, so I'm grabbing white paint with my dirty big boy, and I'm getting it nice and flat. Back here, I'm going to put in what would look like lattice, okay? So I am just going to go and make lines going this way, okay? And then we're going to make lines going the other way. So we have something that looks like lattice. Alright, so we need it to be genuinely square. There we go. And I'm just grabbing white paint. That's all I'm doing. I'm just grabbing white paint, and I need like my little square. And then we're going to go this way. Alright, we're going that way, and then we're going to go this way. Okay, so, and we're just making something that looks like lattice. So, I loved all of your color suggestions. They were all awesome. I can't, the yellow, it won't show up, and purple against the blue won't really pop. So, we're going with pink and red. Okay, but you guys at home, you guys can make your roses any color you want to. You can make them any color you want to. So, we have ourselves something that looks like lattice. Here, lattice, not lettuce, lattice. Alright, because I'm going to show you how to do a creeping vine in impressionistic style. So, now my brush is all filled with all sorts of paint, so we're going to wipe that off. Another thing I want to show you, I want you to practice first, is I want you to practice shade. I want you to practice the fold over shading. So we're going to do that on a large scale, and then we're going to do it on the scale. Cheers, everybody! We're going to do it on the scale of the flower. Okay. So, roses have foldovers, right? They have little, their petals fold over, and they have all these nifty little things going on. So, I'm grabbing white, and we're going to do this on a big scale. So I'm sticking with big boy, and then I'm going to clean it off to do the picture. Okay. So if you have, say you have a rose petal, right? Bam. There's the petal. Okay. So you have this rose petal. All right. Right, the side of the rose petal. Here it is. There's our rose petal. Okay. So what happens is that you get a fold over, right, where the petal folds over on top of itself. Okay. Hi, April. How are you, lovey? So what you want to do is you're going to paint in the fold over. Okay. You're going to paint in the fold over. Right. So we're doing this on a large scale. So then when I show you on the smaller scale, you will see what the technique is. And my background is still very, very, very wet. So that's why. So I'm going to paint in the fold over. Okay. So the fold over part is going to be lighter. All right. So you do your base color of your rose. Or your petal, and this could go for any flower that has foldovers on their petals, and then you want your fold over to be lighter than the base color. Okay, so your fold over is lighter than the base color. Okay, so I am using a very light touch because I don't want this to blend out into my still wet background. Alright, so big boy. We're using big boy still. I want you to practice this on a large scale. Hey, those of you that are scared of the larger canvases, I'm going to tell you a secret. Shh, it's a secret. Larger is easier. Okay? So, just let you know, don't tell anybody. But doing a larger canvas is actually easier than doing a tiny little canvas. So don't be scared. Okay? It's a secret. Alright, so we're practicing the fold over larger. Alright? This is practice, Michelle. This is practice. This is practice. Hello, 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 April. How are you, sweetheart? So we're doing it very, very large, and then I'm going to show you small. Then I'm going to show you the actual flower. This is one petal on the flower. Right, so, now, your fold over of your petal is going to be lighter. And then you're going to go in, and I'm grabbing just blue. You're going to go in, and right where this fold over is, you're going to put your darker color in. Okay? And then you wipe off your brush. You wipe off your brush. And then you just pull it into the rest of your petal. Okay? So this would be the rest of my petal right here. Alright? Now you keep, and then you're going to zigzag zoom. So you would zigzag zoom this. You would zigzag zoom that dark blue into the rest of your petal. Okay? And now, you know, it's buildable. So I can grab my dark blue again. I'm going to go right on the edge of that petal, fold over. Okay? And I'm going to just pull it in to the rest of the petal. Then I'm going to wipe off my brush, okay? And then we're going to zigzag zoom. We're going to zigzag zoom it into the rest of the petal. Now, the fold over has shading on this side too. So right here would be a shaded part because that's the part that's curling. Okay, so you would do shading right there. I'm going to wipe off my brush, and then I am just going to dab that in to my fold over. I'm going to grab lighter paint and come in here and make this lighter. Alright, so I just wanted to show you how you would do a petal fold over with the shading. On a very large scale. So then this way, when we do it on the actual flower, you understand the process. Alright, so lighter color, darker color in the crease, a little dark on the edge. Okay, so that's how you would do that. And then when this dries, I could just totally build this up. It's not dry yet, so but you could build in that shadow if you want to. And don't forget the little shadow on this piece. And so you guys need to practice putting in your shading. Alright, and then zigzag zooming it. Alright, so you have your darker and lighter pieces. So that would be a fold over on a petal. Really large scale. Okay? So, anything you guys are trying to practice it on a large scale. This way you get the feel, you get the motion, you get everything that is going to be going on before you try it smaller, because smaller is harder, okay? 6,000%. And this is going to dry a little bit. I'll give everybody a chance. So that was just me showing you on a larger scale how to do a fold over on a petal. So when the petal folds over, you got the dark going right on the edge, and then you have the dark going on the curved part. Alright, and you guys need to practice doing that zigzag zoom of having dark to light in a flower petal, which is this big. So, you know, you just got to make sure that it's practice. That's it. I can show you 6,000 ways. It's the same process no matter what flower you're doing. You just have to practice. That's all there is to it. You got to practice that zigzag zoom of getting the dark to blend into the lighter area, and you got to start off big and then practice it into smaller and smaller sections. Okay? Hi, Kelly. How are you doing, lovey? All right, so I'm going to do roll call. There's a ton of us in here tonight. Hello, everybody. Hi. So I'm going to do some roll call. I got to wait for my background to dry. I'm going to show you the yes, you got it, April. 6,000%. That's exactly what you need to do. So we have Shwetha is here, Diane, Carolyn, Becky, Tina B, Linda, Debbie, Sandra, Becky, 2 Beckys in the house, Robin and Brenda and Tammy and Joan and April, Rachel, Michelle, Polly, Kimberly, Sandra, Jinsey, and Lisa, Corinne, Corinne, Robin, Susan, Ellen, and Kelly are in the house. What? You're trying to be good? All right, yeah, I'm going to behave too. We're both going to work on our behaving skills. Okay, is this dry yet? Absolutely not. That is not dry. That is not dry. Okay, so I'm going to show you an impressionistic style of climbing rows. All right, so while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to grab a new big boy because I don't feel like cleaning that out. All right, so I'm grabbing a new big boy. Hi, Rachel. How are you, sweetheart? Because I don't feel like cleaning all the blue out of that other one. Now, Impressionism. Impressionism. Hi, Christine. How are you, lovey-dovey? All right, so Impressionism is when you, thank you so much, Bonnie, for the stars. Bonnie always makes an entrance. Yes, guys, my stars are enabled, so if you'd like to send support, they're a penny each, all right? And thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart, Bonnie. She always makes an entrance. Yeah, Impressionism is painting what you feel. I think you're very true with that, April, but I think that any painting is painting what you feel, regardless of the style, okay? So, but Impressionism plays with how light hits objects. And it's like a fuzzy, very quick-like, blurry kind of thing, like a Monet. Monet was an impressionistic style painter, okay? And you've seen his lily pads. They're just swipes of paint. And you see the light and the dark playing off of it. So Impressionism is actually, Van Gogh was Van Gogh Impressionism? I think so. Yes, and you'd like to feel like Monet, please? All right, so I'm gonna show you, okay? So basically, it's how light hits objects and the play of light off of objects. And you don't necessarily see the object. It's kind of like a fuzzy photograph, okay? And thank you so much, Marie. I think my eyes are popping because I put green eyeshadow on. All right, so that's what I'm going to show you. So the first thing we need to do is put in some parts of this lattice that have light hitting off of them. Okay, so that have the light hitting off of it. So I am going to grab a clean big boy because I do not feel like cleaning off the other one with all the blue in it. And I am going to grab my white paint. All right, nice fine edge. And I'm going to come in here and my light is going to be coming from this direction. All right, so I am just going to pick pieces in here where light would be bouncing off of them. All right, so here, there, not everywhere. All right, you guys have heard me say that I don't know how many times. So here, there, not everywhere. I'm definitely going to have more on this side because the light's coming from right here. All right, and I am going to put in here, there, not everywhere pieces that are going to be hit by light. All right, so 6,000%, and I'm just putting these in because I don't know where my my climbing rose is going to be just yet. So I am just doing my background, and if I wind up covering up, I wind up covering up. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to put in a few this way, a few that way, maybe one right there. Okay, so here, there, not everywhere. You just want it to where the light is hitting off of some of those pieces. Green eyeshadow is a good choice for you. Well, thank you. Yes, so you're playing with how light hits objects, right? Okay, so now I'm going to turn around and we're going to do our rose. All right, so of course I'm going to map it. I think this is dry enough. If not, I will just deal with it. I will deal with it. No worries. All right, so white paint. Making a rose. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to do the little center. Okay, so you're just doing a little teardrop. All right, so I'm going to do the big rose here, and I'm going to make the rosebud up here. All right, so I want to turn around and do the little center of the rosebud too. Okay, so you do this little teardrop of a center. All right, and then the next thing, the blue tonight, I don't know what's with the blue, but he wants to be like front and center of everything right now. It's all in my white. It's all over my canvas. It wasn't cleaning out a big boy. It's not drying. So I'm going to grab clean white paint and let's see if we could get this rocking and rolling. No, we're going to do a climbing vine, rose vine in impressionistic style on the lattice. This is me showing you the flowers. Hi, Tammy. Hello, sweetheart. So, we're going to put in our little centers, okay? And then you're just going to work your way out. So, for right now, you just want to put your edges in. We're not going to turn around and paint anything in yet. We're just going to put the edges in. All right, so this over here is going to be a climbing rose, and it's going to be an impressionistic style. This over here is going to be a flower and a rose bud. Nice, Tina B. Sounds good to me. Okay, so we got our center, right? So the next thing you want to do is you want to work your way out from there. All right, so I am going to, see now there's blue in the clean white already. I don't know what's with this blue paint. It just wants to be everywhere. Hi, Christine. How are you, sweetheart? So, once you have your little teardrop center, you're going to work your way out from there. Okay? I'm holding Big Boy like a pencil. I'm making sure there's very little paint on him. And I just want to do swoops. Okay? We're just doing swoops. All right? Now, one key to roses. They have points and straight lines. They have points and straight lines. Okay? So, that being said, when you do your petals, they're going to be in points. Okay? So the same with over here. So I'm going to do my swoop and do my petal. All right, and then I'm going to, everything's going to be light blue tonight. That's all there is to it. It's all just going to be light blue. All right, then I'm going to do a swoop over here. All right. Okay, just a little squiggly do. Put that in. Okay, and you just build out from there. All right, I'm going to do this one better because that blended out. And I lost my center because that blended out. You know, it's really funny is Murphy loves me because if I was teaching a blending class, hi Britton, if I was teaching a blending class, right? 6,000%, this stuff would be dry in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't be able to blend it. Now that I'm teaching something that, teaching, sounds so official. Now that I'm showing you guys something that, where I need it to be dry, it's not drying. It's not drying. But that's okay. So, I am just grabbing white paint. I'm holding my brush like a pencil, and I am doing squiggly doos. Okay, so I'm just coming out, making a little point, bringing it back in. All right, and since this is going to be the rosebud, I don't want to do that many. And there is flat lines and points in rose petals. Yeah, I have never turned around and done the hair dryer thing, Jinsey. but, you know, maybe I should. Okay, so there's points in rose petals. Points. See all the points? Okay, so you guys can't see it from far away, but I do have petals going in there. Everything's kind of blending together on me, but that's all right. And, but see the points? See the straight lines? Okay, that's what, close up, that's what you need to do. All right, so rose petals have points. Say it with me. Rose petals have points and straight lines. That's what you need to remember. All right, and now since this is a rose bud, I am going to put the bud piece in. All right, so we're going to put the little bud piece in here. Okay, which is a swoop. And then put my stem in. All right, so let's do our stem. I'm going to grab blue. Oh, this blue that wants to be in everything. And I'm going to grab yellow, right? So, because what did I say about flowers? You want to make sure that you do the stems and the pieces of the flower are just as important as the flower itself. Okay, so I'm grabbing blue, yellow, and white. And I'm going to come in here and we're going to put our stem in. Swoop, just like that. Just like that. Bam. One stem. Okay? So, once we have the stem in, we're going to make the little squiggly doos that are under rose petals. Okay? And we need our leaf. So, we'll do a leaf. And the leaves are rounded with a point like this. They actually have like jagged edges. So, I'm going to I'm just going to pull out from the center. I'm just going to pull out from the center and give this, now I'm just pulling my brush and doing a little smush smush. So this has a beat of, okay, Bonnie, no worries. Have a good night. This way it has jagged edges on it, just like that. Okay? Alright, so next thing I want to do is going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to grab just blue. This blue that wants to be everywhere tonight. And I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow with it. So blue and yellow. I'm going to come in here and do the line. And then I'm going to do the pieces coming out from the center of the leaf. Alright, everybody has to hold on one second. I think my landscaper showed up. Landscaper here. So, I have weak internet. My internet, everything is full bars. Everything is good. Everything's going the way it should go. Everything on my end is looking fine. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. So, I want to grab Mini-Me. Butters, it's over, sweetie. He left. Okay? So, I'm going to grab Mini-Me. He is a small shader brush. And hi Brianna, how are you, sweetheart? And I am going to grab blue, and I'm going to grab yellow, and I'm going to turn around and put in the squiggly doos under my stem, because since this is a rosebud, we're going to see those. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out like this, and then give it a round piece here, and then the rest of it goes to a point. Okay, and then on the other side, going to put one over here. Okay, so these details are important. All right, that's what makes a rose, right? It's the leaves, it's the stem, it's the other, everybody's dog is looking to see who's barking. Well, it's Butters, because the landscaper showed up. And, you know, I told him no Tuesdays, but I guess he forgot. Which is okay. That's fine. It's okay. So, and now I just added a touch of blue to do the shading on that. And I'm going to wipe off my brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit more blue, and I'm going to put the shading on the stem. So I'm going to put the shading on the stem, because these parts are more important than are just as important as doing the flower. Okay, so you guys have to remember that. And then I'm going to put shading under the leaf, and I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to grab some more blue, and I'm going to put the piece in the leaf again right there, and we're going to soften these edges a little bit. Right, just grabbing my green that I made before, the green with the blue and the yellow and the little bit of white. So I'm going to soften this out because I got the texture I wanted. Now I'm just softening the leaf, and I'm going to soften this center piece right here. I'm just dabbing and playing and smushing and all of that good stuff. That is all I'm doing. Okay? At least he showed up. The contractors are terrible out here. Yes. Yes, he did show up, which was very nice. So, I don't know. Can I rewind and start this video like now? Thank you, everybody, for hanging tough with me. It's been a little bit of chaos going on over here. So, welcome to Eve's Creations family you-know-what show. But that's okay. That's all right, right? What do I always say? What do I always say when we're doing cleanup? You can always start over. Doesn't matter what's going on in life, you can always start over. Okay, so this is dry now. So we're going to map in the flower part now. We're going to map in the flower part now. Okay, so I'm grabbing Big Boy, and I'm going to swirl, tap, dab them. I'm going to swirl, tap, dab them, get them nice and clean so I can grab the clean white. Hi, Amanda. How are you, sweetheart? Everybody's staying faithful to me. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know, sometimes I just don't have control over everything, and that's okay. All right, so I've got a nice clean Big Boy. I'm grabbing my clean white, and I'm going to put in the big flower over here. I'm actually going to move it over, so I'm going to redo my center. So here is my center. Okay, again, holding it like a pencil, little bit of paint. All right, just dabbing it in there, and then I'm going to put in my petals. So we're going to pull this out. Do a point, right? So I'm just pulling with the brush like this, using the flat edge of this brush. Okay, and we're going to do that on that side, and we're just going to make these type of petals all the way around. And what did I say before? Roses have, Patricia's here! Roses have straight lines and points, okay? So there's my straight line, there's my points, and bring it in. Roses have straight lines and points. Okay, so there's another petal right there. All right, and then we're going to take this and do it that way, put a petal there, and we're going to do a petal here. So I am just swooping petals in. That is all I'm doing. Doing a little dab to fill it in. I need to cover this up. Bam. Let's put a petal in there. Okay, and I am just getting my shapes in. That's all I am doing. And am I, like, can you not see anything anymore? Absolutely. Is that okay? 6,000%. Because you know what? In this noggin right here, I basically know how my petals are going to be. So if you're losing your design or your picture during this process, that's absolutely fine, because you just want to turn around and get in the basis of how your rose is going to be. Now, you can build on this and make it as big as you want. You know, you just keep going around and around and around, adding points and pieces to it, okay? And this way, so you can just keep building on this, and you can make your flower become as big as you want it to get, okay? And if you notice, I am just using the point of the brush. I'm pulling it out. I'm pulling it out, and then I'm changing direction, and then smushing it back in. Okay, so that is how I am doing that. Okay. You don't want to see my noggin. My noggin is definitely not a noggin that you want to see. All right, we're going to put that away. We're going to go back to our lattice and let this dry a minute, okay? And so I'm going to use Fluffy. We're going to get a fluffy brush. My bookcase is actually squeaking behind me. It's actually squeaking behind me because I cleared off my bookcase to hold some of my art stuff, and now it's doing a squeak. So, wouldn't red show up better for us? Siobhan, hi, welcome to the family, Siobhan, first of all. Second of all, you always map in white first. So, will the red show up better for you? Absolutely. We're going to get there, all right? Because painting with acrylic is layer by layer by layer. And the first layer has to be white, so you can turn around and put on your colors, and they're going to pop and be bold. So, yes, it would be. We're going to get there. All right. Welcome to the fam, Siobhan. No worries. I know it's been a little bit haphazard here tonight, and I apologize to everyone. So, I'm going to turn around, and the family members are all answering you, my diehards. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And we're going to put our green bushy stuff. So, I got Fluffy, and those of you that ordered a brush set have your own fluffies now. Sandra's hanging out with me tonight, and she got a brush set. She's playing with her fluffies tonight. So I'm going to grab my blue. I'm going to grab my yellow. I'm going to grab a little bit of white. I'm going to smush, not too much, because I like the separation of color being on my brush. And I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to do my smushes. So right now, I am just doing a base coat of smushes. Okay, and I want this to be a climbing rose, so I am putting little pieces going up that are climbing, and here they're not everywhere, and notice I'm sticking and moving. I'm sticking and moving so you get that separation of color in your smushes. Okay, so see that? See the separation of color? See how some of it's darker, some of it's lighter? Okay, you stick and move. That's what we call sticking and moving. Right, so you put it on and you keep it moving. All right, you also don't over mix on your palette. Right, I'm grabbing my blue, I'm grabbing my yellow, I'm grabbing my white. I'm going to do a smack right there, and we're going to smush. Okay, and maybe a piece is coming off of the lattice. Why not, right? Why not? So I think climbing roses are so pretty. They're so pretty, right? So I'm going to put another piece here. Okay, so we're doing a climbing rose on lattice. And everybody thank Bonnie for this, because she posted a picture of her climbing roses. And I said, wouldn't that be cool? And then I can show you guys a little bit about Impressionism too. So I thought, well, that would be really neat to do a climbing rose, a climbing whatever you call it. I don't know. I'm not a botanist in any way, so I have no idea. So I'm going to smush in here, and we're going to take that right off of the canvas over there, right? So we have all of our smushes. Thank you so much, Donna. We have all of our smushes. And now I'm going to grab just blue on my brush. Just blue. It's dirty still. I just kerplunked it in the blue. And I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to put another piece here, and it's going to be darker. Okay? And I'm going to grab just blue again, and I'm going to come in here, and Impressionism is light, right? So if we're playing with the light, you have to have the dark. All right? And I'm coming in here, and I am just smushing. I'm just doing light, light, light taps so it doesn't disappear since my base green is still wet. I'm doing very light taps, very light, like boop, 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 boop. That's it. Just like that. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm going to do these very light taps in here of the darker color. Okay? So, this way, right, because if you're going to show off light parts, you need dark parts. All right? So, we're going to put in the darker areas, and then I'm definitely going to I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of black, microscopic, okay, and I'm going to come in here on the bottom, because this is really going to be dark, so a microscopic amount of black paint, and I'm coming in on the bottom, and I'm making very, very, very dark smushes, okay, because there's not going to be any light hitting that. And if you notice, as I'm doing this, all of this is just popping off of the canvas now. It's just popping off of the canvas. So, as important as it is to put your lighter areas, your darker areas are just as important. So, I am grabbing microscopic amount of black on my fluffy, and here, there, not everywhere, even less than the blue. I'm going to tap in these really, really, really dark areas. Okay, I'm going to tap in these really dark areas. Okay, so this way, when I put the lighter areas in, it's all going to pop. Okay, so here, there, not everywhere, and mostly in the bushy area, I'm going to put in, hello, 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 Katie. How are you doing, sweetheart? Thank you so much for the stars, Robin. You're a sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Oh, my goodness, guys. Look at this roll call. Look at this roll call tonight. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. You guys are so awesome. Wow. With all the chaos, I wasn't paying attention. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, so we need our stem. We need our stem on our big rose right here. So I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my big boy, and I'm going to grab those greens I was just smushing with. And right here, I'm going to hold my brush back here. I'm going to put it straight up to the canvas. I'm going to find my center area, and I'm going to put it at a little bit of an angle. I'm going to pull, whoop, just like that. Now I'm going to grab just some blue so it shows up darker. Bam, just like that. And we're not going to see the squiggly doos, and that's fine. And I'm going to do a rose coming right here. There's a rose, a leaf. There's my leaf. Again, I'm going to do little flicky-doos. We're going to do the flickadoo. Flickadoo. Flickadoo in the house. We're doing flicky-doos on the leaf. Okay, because rose leaves have jagged edges. So I'm just tapping and dancing and doing the flicky-doo. Magella is here from Ireland, guys. Everybody give a warm Eve's Creations family welcome to Magella. I'm probably saying that wrong, love. I'm sorry. Flickadoos. You guys got it. All right, I'm going to grab my yellow. And we're going to do the flicky-doos with the yellow now on my leaf. Alright. Get a little bit of a highlight going on there. And now I'm going to wipe my brush off. And I'm going to grab just blue. And I'm going to put my center in. All right, soften it a bit. And that'll be all set for my leaf, right? Hello, everybody. Okay, so now we're going to start with our colors. So this is where we're getting to the point, Siobhan, where you're going to see the magic happen, okay? So we're going to start off, and you guys said pink, so we're going to do pink. And so I am going to grab, I have clean white and I have red. And I'm going to grab blue. So what I want to tell you guys too is when you're doing shading, you don't necessarily have, I want to grab some more white too while I'm over here. So you don't necessarily have to use black or white to make things lighter and darker. Okay, you can use different colors. Thank you, Jinsey, so much. I said it perfectly. Oh, thank you, Magella. Welcome, sweetheart. Welcome to the fam. Hi, everybody. So this is so cool for a Tuesday. So you don't necessarily have to use black or white to get darker colors. All right, so I'm grabbing Mini-Me. Those of you who missed who Mini-Me was, he is a small shader brush. I call him Mini-Me because he looks just like Big Boy, except he's small, okay? So I am grabbing Mini-Me, and we're going to start off with our base color. We're going to start off with a base color, and you know what? I'm going to try to be a little bit intelligent here. Notice I said just a little bit intelligent. And I am going to make a ton of pink, right? So a little bit of intelligence we're going to try. All right, so I'm grabbing a big old pile of my red. All right, let's just grab a big old pile of red. And I'm going to grab a big old pile of my white over here. And we're going to smush that all together. All right, I'm going to make my base pink color, which I am going to make darker and lighter the way I see fit, okay? And I'm going to grab some more white. I'm going to grab some more white to put in there. Okay, so you want your base color to not be too dark, not be too light, somewhere right in the middle, like Goldilocks, right? Just right. Just right. You have pink paint. That's fine. You can use your pink paint. Absolutely. 6,000%. I just show the primaries. I've used the same paint colors for every single video. So you guys don't have to go crazy and buying paint. And since I have all of this paint on Big Boy, I'm going to come in here and I am going to put in my center. And I'm going to put in my petals again, because I don't want to waste all of this paint that's on Big Boy from mixing. So I am going to come in and add all those pieces back in. And why am I doing it piece by piece even though it's all going to blend together? I am doing it piece by piece even though it's all going to blend together because you're going to turn around. I'm training my brain where those pieces are. So even though what I'm looking at is a mushy mess, in my head I'm already thinking about hi. I'm already thinking about you know, where my folds are going to be and where my shading is going to be and where you know, I'm going to put the lighter areas and all of that stuff. And number two, I didn't waste any of this paint that was on Big Boy. So I'm just going to smash this into here. Okay, it doesn't matter. None of it matters, right? So I am just getting all the paint off of Big Boy. Now he's going to go in his cup. All right, so I'm going to grab Mini-Me. All right, and we're going to do our shading and highlights and all of that happy stuff. So the first, you want to start from the middle and work your way out. So we need the center, okay, the little teardrop center, okay? So I'm going to follow this piece here, and my teardrop center was in there. All right, and I'm just going to do a little smash, smash. I'm going to do a little smash, smash. Okay, and make it so you can see it. Now, every time you see me leave the canvas, I am grabbing more white paint. I will let you know if I grab something different. All right, now we need to put our petals back in. Okay, so I'm going to have one right here. Now, is this exactly what I drew in the first place? I don't remember. I don't remember. I have no idea. And I am just going to do, now I'm just tapping. I'm just smushing like this, see? I'm just tapping and smushing. That's all I'm doing because I just want to get where my petals are and where they're going to be. All right? And like I said, every time you see me leave, I am grabbing more white paint. I am grabbing more white paint every time you see me leave. Okay, so I'm going to come up here and we're going to put another piece right here. Notice the straight line. Notice the straight line, right? Notice the points. Notice the straight line. Notice all of that stuff going on. Okay, and I'm just doing a little tap, tap. Just a little tap, tap to show where that petal is. And then I'm going to come over here so you guys get the idea. So I'm going to put in these petals. I'm going to put them back in. Now I'm going to start grabbing pink with my white because look at that. Now that I want this to blend, the pink dried. So I'm grabbing a little bit of pink with my white just because the pink dried. Of course it did. So there we go. And you just want to map these in. So I'm grabbing pink and white. All right, so I can see what's going on. And now I'm going to start going into the big pieces. All right, I'm going to go into the big pieces. Now, could you just do this piece right here with the bud? Absolutely. Absolutely you could. You know, if you want your bud to be smaller, 6,000%. You don't have to add as many petals as I added to it. You can turn around and make your bud even smaller. You can just do like this little section of petals if you wanted to. Could you make these closer? Absolutely. It's the same exact process, except you're doing petals that are closer together, right? So all of your lines defining the petals would be like this. So I'll show you. So if you want to do the ones with the, bye April, if you want to do the ones that are really close together, you just turn around and you just make smaller pieces like that. Okay, so you can add those really small pieces into the rose center if you want to. All right, so you can turn around and make them smaller inside here to do the tiny, tiny pieces that would be on a rosebud. Thank you so much, Gloria. All right, so pink and white, right? Making it lighter, just so I can see what's going on. And I'm just dabbing my brush. I'm just dabbing my brush along here. Okay, we're doing dab, dab, dabs. Just kind of mixing it in, getting the outline of where my petals are. I'm putting the brightest area on the outside of the petal. Okay, if you notice, I'm outlining it on the outside, and then I'm just dabbing it in to the rest. Okay, so this is layer 2, right? This is layer 2. All right, then I'm going to do the piece right here, that fold over piece. All right, I'm going to wipe my brush off, and we're going to do a little zigzag zoom. We're going to do a little zigzag zoom to put that in. All right, 6,000%. All right, now we're going to let that dry. We're going to let that dry. And I am going to show you the next step, okay? So you're going to do the same thing with the big flower. All right, now I'm going to do the big flower with big boy. Hello, 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 Helen. How are you, sweetheart? So I'm going to do the big flower with big boy, okay? So I got to swirl, tap, dab, big boy. I got 2 big boys rocking and rolling over here. And They're both totally dirty. How do you know how to shape them? Just tuned in if you already said hello, 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 Helen. So what happens is that the shaping actually, unless you're looking at a reference photo, the shaping just happens organically. And you always start from the middle and you work your way out. So you want to start from the center of the flower. I want to show you on this one right now, all right? So I'll show you the whole thing, baby doll. You didn't miss a thing. Okay, so I'm going to grab white paint. Right, and a little bit of my pink, okay, and I'm going to do my center, right, here's my stem, so here's my center, okay, so I'm going to put my center back in, right, and I'm going to grab my white paint, and I am going to start feeding these back in. So what happens is you just want to put the petals going outwards, and they have straight lines and angles. Okay, so there's petal number 1. And you just build off your centerpiece. That's all you do. You're just building off of your centerpiece. And that's how the shape comes to life. So there's no like, oh, put this point here, put that point here. There's none of that. So the next thing is that, you know, you kind of want to, where there's like the two pieces connecting, then you're going to put your other piece in between those. Okay, so that happens. And you just go around and add all of these pieces. Okay, that's all you do. And that is how the shape happens. So, bye, Britton. Hello, 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 hello. Debbie, how are you, sweetheart? So, it happens organically. You're just pulling away from the petal you just made, and you're adding another section of petal. And the only thing if you notice, I'm like dipping and swooping and causing lines and causing angles and all of that happy stuff. Okay, so I'm dipping, I'm swooping, and I'm causing these angles to happen, and you just fill these in. And you just go around in a circle. That's all you do. And then you want to turn around and, you know, feed these out. Feed these coming out. That's all. That's all you got to do. Okay? And we're going to put, whoop, I went at it, and you know, of course I don't stay in my lines, so that's another thing. That's another thing that happens. So we're going to add these pieces over here. And these pieces. Now, if you get confused looking at this big glob for yourself as you're painting this, you know, you could turn around and just do different shades. You can do different shades as you work your way out, so you don't get confused of what petal is where. Yours is a blob. Absolutely, Michelle. You're almost there. A blob is perfect. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get a blob. And it's all good, because what I was just saying is, if you have a hard time seeing which pieces are what, that's okay. And what you can do to prevent that is, see, I can see them. I can see which pieces are what. I'm going to wipe my big boy brush off here. And if you're having a hard time seeing which pieces are what, you can turn around and just make them different colors. You just make them different colors. That's all you need to do. Okay? So that way you'll be able to see them. Speaking of blob, we're going to come back over to here. Okay? Speaking of blob, we're going to come back over here. And I am going to grab a small fluffy now. And I am going to grab white paint. And some of the pink on there. I'm going to do a smash, smash. And we're going to come in here and start putting our roses in. So, here, there, not everywhere. I am just going to put in some sections of where the roses would be. Okay, so Here, there, not everywhere. Pink and white. And this is impressionistic, so you don't have to worry about your details. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You're just putting in little pushes of the rose colors. That's all that matters. That's all that matters right now. That's all that matters. So I am just here, there, not everywhere. I'm just letting my brush dance. And we're putting in the dots of where the roses would be. Okay, and if you want a lot of roses, you put a lot of smushes. If you want a little bit of roses, you put a little bit of smushes. It all depends on you and what you want on your vines and your lattice roses. You know, it all depends on how you want to put them on there. Okay, 6,000%. So if you want, you just put a lot of smushing. Okay, and then that would be where there's a lot of roses hanging out. If you want a little bit of roses, you just put a little bit of smushing. Okay, so it's all up to you. It's your world. It's your lattice. It's your flowers. Do it however you want to do it. Do it however you want to do it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put a lot because I'm talking and I'm having fun smushing. So I'm going to put in a lot because it's my world. I can. You know what I mean? I can put in a lot. And I am, every time you see me leave, I am just grabbing more white and more pink. I'm not paying attention to what the color is. And I am just pushing it on here. And I'm getting little variations every time I do this because I'm not doing exacta. And as I'm getting these variations, it's making these layers. Some of them are darker, some of them are lighter. And I'm not even trying to do that. I'm just kerplunking, and whatever's coming out is coming out. 6,000%. Yes, I am going back and forth as my paint dries. Jinsey, you know my secret. Mwahaha. Alright, so, smushes. See that? See that? Every time I kerplunk, something different came out, so I'm getting really cool stuff. Okay, so, now, let's go back to our bud here. Alright, so I'm going to grab Mini-Me again. How's everybody doing? Hanging tough? I want to remind everybody, if you send me stars and or if you send me support, which I'm going to post those links now, and it's more than $3, 6,000%, send me, message me privately your address so you can get your Mr. Nifties. So I have Cash App, I have PayPal, I have Venmo. You guys keep the lights on. I already shared the replay. It'll be on my YouTube. Okay, we have an amazing painting coming up on Friday. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to post the past blasts. So I've done the trees, the mountains, the water. I have done all of that on how-to videos already. So I am going to post those links on my page so you can find those videos to do Friday's painting. Those of you that haven't seen Friday's painting yet, here it is. So there is a how-to trees, there is a how-to mountains, and there's a how-to rocks and water and all of that stuff. So, and there's a how-to on clouds. So I will post all of those links so you can watch all of those videos on YouTube. So that is Friday's painting. Oh yeah, 6,000%. Okay, so back to our rosebud. Alright, so I'm going to grab Mini-Me. I'm going to grab Mini-Me again. Nope, that's Fluffy. Mini-Me. I want Mini-Me. And I'm going to grab my red. Okay. So I'm grabbing red paint. And I'm already putting my hand in the position to zigzag zoom. So let me give you guys a close-up. Alright. So this is how you do this. I got blue paint on the floor. That blue paint was a nemesis of me tonight. I'm telling you, it just wanted to be everywhere. All right, and I'm going to keep my paint handy because I need to be able to zigzag zoom and make sure this stays wet. So I'm taking my red paint, and right where the petals meet each other is where the dark areas are going to be. Okay, so it's going to be dark right here. It's going to be dark in the middle of the little teardrop. It's going to be dark right here. Okay, so where the petals meet each other is where the dark goes. And obviously the petals that are inside the rose are going to be darker than the rest. Okay, so I have that. Now I'm going to grab my pink, and I'm going to come in here, and I am going to dab the pink in. Like I said, these are going to be darker because they're in the middle of the rose. So I'm just going to dab my pink in and then leave those dark areas. And I'm going to grab some more red. Come in here, dab some more red. So it's like a back and forth thing. That's exactly what it is. You're just going to go back and forth between your darker and your lighter colors until you get the desired look you want. And you're going to put this in where the petals meet each other. Okay, so now the petals are meeting right here. And as I work my way out, I'm going to be making the petals lighter and lighter and lighter. Okay, so I'm going to smush where the petals meet each other. And this is the step where the blob goes away. Alright, so now I'm grabbing the pink and I'm going to zigzag zoom. So remember when I started the video off and I showed you the zigzag zoom, right? And how to do the petal and how to do all that happy stuff. So that is what we're doing. Okay, and when I'm going to show you the fold over as I get further out because there's no fold overs on the inside. There's no fold overs on the inside. Now, if you want to like level up and go really extreme, you can turn around and grab a microscopic amount of blue and put shading in with the blue. And when I say microscopic amount, I mean microscopic amount. So, how do I know where to put these shading colors? I know where to, now I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. I know where to put these shading colors because it's right on where the two petals meet. So I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. And I'm going to zigzag zoom to soften that blue that I just put on. Now, that's a level up. Okay, that is a level up. Because it is going to make everything really, really, really dark. Alright, now I'm grabbing my pink. And I'm going to go on the outside part. And I am just going to take the pink and work it in to soften that blue shadow even more. Okay, so if you notice, I'm zigzag zooming, I'm moving my hand. You didn't notice anything because my hand was in the way. Okay, so this is what I'm doing with my brush. Okay, so I'm like, if you noticed, I looked at the camera and my hand is totally covering what I'm doing. So that's not going to help you guys at all. I'm grabbing white. I'm going to the edge here. Right? And I am just going to zigzag zoom and put in these lighter pieces. Okay? And all of this is very back and forth, and you're just playing, and you're putting in the lighter areas and the darker areas, and then you're zigzag zooming your brush to soften that all out. That is all I'm doing. And it's a very small scale because these petals are all the way in. They're all the way in there. Okay, so that's what you want to do. And like I said, it's a playing thing. All right, because once you have it all softened, you're like, oh, well, maybe I need a little more of this, or maybe I need a little more of that. And just remember, the dark always goes where the petals are meeting. All right, and the light always goes on the edge of the petal. Okay, so, and the petals in the flower are going to be darker, and then you're going to make them lighter as you work your way out. All right, so I'm going to turn around and grab my base pink now that I'm getting two bigger things, and I'm going to put in my pink base again so everything's all wet and I could blendy. Okay, so I'm putting in this base pink, and I'm going to turn around and grab the red. I'm going to go where the petals meet. And you're just following the shape of that petal. See where it had a swoop? So I followed the swoop with my red paint. I followed that swoop. Okay, and over here, I'm going to do where these meet, right there. Zigzag zoom between the two. Just like that. Right, zigzag zoom between the two here. Make sure you're wiping your brush off. Right, now I'm going to grab a little bit of white. Everything is little bits of color. Little bits of color. And you just place it on. You wipe your brush off. And you zigzag zoom to soften it. That's if you want to soften it. You might want that hard highlight. You might want that hard edge, you know. So it all depends on how you like to paint. You know, if you want that hard highlight, if you want that hard edge, then go for it. All right. So I'm going to grab a little minuscule piece of white here. And I'm going to do a fold over right here, what I showed you before. All right. So the fold over, I'm grabbing white paint. I'm wiping my brush off. I'm grabbing my pink. Grabbing my pink. Okay, and we're going to do a fold over. Okay, so this is where the petal is folding over itself. All right, so you turn around and do that. And I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of blue. Like microscopic. Like no paint on my brush at all. You see that? And I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to put that right where the fold over is. Going to put that right where the fold over is. Now I'm grabbing the pink that I made before. And I'm going to zigzag zoom this. I'm going to zigzag zoom this with the pink that I grabbed before. Okay, and then you need your shadow on that other little piece I said that's on the outside. So I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of blue, and I'm going to come in here and put in that shadow that was on the outside. I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. Now, you guys you don't have to do the blue. You can do this with just red and white if you want to. The blue is kind of a level up. The secret is extreme small amount of paint. Alright, that's the secret. Now I'm grabbing that base pink that I made. And I'm going to zigzag zoom this. Very light touch. And that is your fold over. Okay, so it gives a little bit of a purple hue, right? So that is your fold over. That's how you would make a fold over. All right, now I'm going to work my way down. I'm going to grab just red now, and I'm going to go under here. I'm going to go under here and do the red. Zigzag zoom with the red into the rest of my bud. I'm going to grab that base pink. I'm going to do this. Do the folded piece of bud in the base pink right here. I'll wipe my brush off. I'm going to grab some red. I'm going to start over here on this side under these petals right here. wipe my brush off. So if you notice how many times I'm saying wipe my brush off, wipe my brush off, wipe my brush off, and now I'm just zigzag zooming, guys. So to do these flowers, it's a lot of back and forth, because you might do something and then cover something else up, so then you got to go back in and schmooze it. So right here I'm going to put the white to clean up that line. I'm going to put a little dusting of white, like right here. Okay, clean this up, right? And then you could do another fold over. Say this piece is folding over, right? So you just put in that little bump. You make that bump the lightest color. You make that bump the lightest color. I'm going to go in with a microscopic amount of blue. I'm going to go right where that fold over is. Okay, and where that little spot is here and under this petal. Okay, I'm going to swirl tap that my brush. Hi, Jean. How are you, sweetheart? How's everybody doing? And I'm going to grab my pink. And I'm going to zigzag zoom. Because this is going to be really dark, because it's under all those other petals and it's a fold over. And it's a fold over. So this petal is going to be really, really, really dark. Really, really, really dark. Okay, so I have that. And everyone's freezing. See, you know, when you guys tell me you're freezing, it's so frustrating, because I don't know there's no buttons for me to hit to keep you guys from freezing, because my data is there, everything's on the way it's supposed to be, and it's saying it's getting signal. So, and I don't know if it's me or you, so I'm sorry if it freezes and lags. I know that's completely annoying sometimes. Okay, then you want your shadow in the fold area part, right? The piece that's on the outside. So I'm grabbing red for that. I'm going to wipe my brush. It's not me. Okay. All right. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to grab that base pink and soften that all out. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of white. So everything is tiny, tiny, tiny amounts of paint. Tiny amounts of paint. Lots of dabbing and smushing and going back and forth and reworking stuff. And your blobs, you're going to start getting the definition of the petals. So yes, Michelle, you shared before, yours is a big blob. That's exactly what you want. And then as you put in these darker and lighter areas and these pieces in here, that's when you're going to get your rose to come to life. And you have to play. It's all playing. Like, you want to look at it, and like this petal, you can't see it, right? So I'm going to take my white, and I'm going to highlight the edge of that petal. Then I'm going to take my base pink, and I'm going to zigzag zoom. And that's why I showed you the fold over on the large scale, because that's what you're doing on this flower, and it takes a little finessing. It takes a little finessing to be able to do that. All right, so, and it's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of add a little dark here, add a little light there, add this here, add that there, you know, and you just do it. So the rule of thumb, right? So what I do is, notice I'm zigzag zooming. So notice I'm dabbing. Notice I'm doing all of those things, and I'm using small amounts of paint. I am wiping my brush off in between each little piece of color that I put on. So it's a lot of back and forth, okay? And what happens is, now I'm going to grab just the pink, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to cut in some areas with just the pink now, okay? So it's a lot of like play, like where you're playing and you're going back and forth. So the rules of thumb are to turn around and small amounts of paint, number one. Small, small, small amounts of paint. Number 2. All right, let's start from the way beginning. Let me recap all of it. Okay, so first thing you want to do is your mapping. All right, you're mapping and putting your white color down first so your colors pop. All right, so that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do is when you're putting your petals in, you're going to wind up with a big blob. That's totally fine. No worries. Okay, so that's the second thing. The other thing you want to remember is that rose petals have straight lines and points. Rose petals have straight lines and points. Okay, so you want to remember that. You want to remember that rose petals have straight lines and points. Yes, I am basically using the 3-color system. So I have my base, I have my dark, and I have my light. My dark has been the red or the blue, depending how far in I am on my flower. And my light has been adding white to my base pink. So notice I'm zigzag zooming this. Alright, so then the next thing you want to do is you're going to do your base coat. And with your base coat, again, you're going to have a big blob because it's all the same color. So your base coat, you want to turn around but mentally in your mind, do it piece by piece anyway, even though it's all going to blob together. So this way, you are setting your mind up to where you're going to have certain things in certain places and exactly what you want it to be. Alright, so the next thing that you want to do is your shadows go where the petals meet up. Alright, they go where the petals meet. Your highlights go on the edge of the petal. Okay, so that's what you want to remember there. Alright, the next thing is that you want to turn around and it's a whole lot of back and forth. And you want to use small amounts of paint. Okay, so small amounts of paint. Small, small, small amounts of paint. Alright, so right here, right, this big old petal right here, I'm going to turn around and put red where the 2 petals meet. And I'm just going to zigzag zoom that into the rest of the petal. Okay, and now I'm going to grab my base pink. I'm going to zigzag zoom this. We're going to zigzag zoom this. Right, I'm just going back and forth with the base pink, softening everything out as I work my way out. Right, going from where the petal meets out. Alright, now I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to grab my white, and I'm going to put my highlight there, and I'm going to put my white areas here. I'm going to wipe my brush off, and I'm going to zigzag zoom. So, I like having, if you noticed I put white pops on here, I like doing that. You might not like doing that. You might want it all soft and blended and pretty. You can totally do that. I like doing the little white, little highlight pop line. I don't know what to call that. Right? So I don't know what to call that. But I like doing that. So I'm going to so I'll go back in with my white and I'll put in like a shoop just like that. And like another piece like right here. So I like doing the little white defined pieces. So, but that's really personal preference, okay? Another thing you want to do is, I'm going to grab my base pink, and I want to show you something on this petal, alright? So I'm base pink in the petal, okay? We're base pink in this guy, right? We're base pinking. That's what we're doing. So we're doing the base of pink. And another thing I want to tell you is that, like, the petals fold too, like a cup. The petals fold like a cup. Okay, so you want to turn around, and when you put the red in, you want to turn around and put that in here, when you put the shadow in, you want to turn around and put the shadow in, right, where the petals meet, and then that cup, you're going to do like an oval zigzag zoom. So you want your zigzag zoom to be oval, have an oval shape to it, like this. So, I don't know if you guys can see that, like this. See how I'm arching that zigzag zoom, and I'm doing everything like in a rounded way, because this petal is going to be cupped, okay? And I'm going to push that in, and I'm going to wipe off my brush. I can't do anything about the signal, so I do apologize if it's coming in and out. And sometimes, Jincy, the people aren't leaving because of the connection. They're leaving because I've been on for over an hour. So sometimes everyone will catch the replay because life happens and they have to turn around and go take care of some things, and they're going to watch the replay. So, see, just like you, Jincy. So that's why that happens. Okay, so I'm going to grab my white paint now, and I'm going to come in here and put in the white, wipe my brush off, and zigzag zoom, and I'm doing that arching. See that? I'm doing that arching motion. So even though the edges have angles and straight lines in the petal, you can have the swooping of softness. So you do that in an arched motion like that. Okay, and the same with over here. Now, I think I showed you everything that I possibly could on painting a rose petal, and we're going to go back to the impressionistic rose bush. And then if you have any questions for me, now's the time to ask, because we're nearing the end of tonight. Now, did I do the big rose? Absolutely not. Why didn't I do the big rose? Now I'm grabbing just red, and those blue areas, I'm going to grab just red now. Just the red, since the red is a see-through paint, and I'm going to go over those blue areas with just the red. Okay, so those areas that I did with the blue, I'm going in with just red paint. And I'm going to cover over those. So now I have the deepest, richest red color in my rose. So there you guys have it. All right, so now you can build on this. You can add more shadows. You can add more highlights. You can add more of anything that you'd like to add. Thank you, Tina B. And I want to show you the impressionistic lattice thing. And then you guys are going to be all set. Digging the shadows, right? It's pretty cool. And then you just put the red over that blue area that you do, and you're all set. Now, I know a lot of you already have life to do, and this is kind of a long how-to Tuesday for you guys. But I'm going to do roll call anyway, because everybody was hanging out with us, and it was completely epic. We had Bonnie and Shweta and Diane and Carolyn and Becky and Tina B and Linda and Debbie and Sandra and Becky and Robin and Brenda and Tammy and Joan and April and Katie. Magella was here from Ireland. We had Christine and Rachel and Kelly and Michelle and Rochelle and Polly, Kimberly, Amanda, Sandra, Christine, Jincy, Lisa, Marie, Corinne, Tammy, Robin, Siobhan, Susan, Ellen, and Britton. Woo! Are you kidding me? How amazing is that, right? So, Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. And thank you so much for the stars. And this is absolutely, I had a few hiccups. That's okay. Thank you so much for the stars. I'm going to show you how to put the values on the impressionistic rose bush on the lattice. And we're going to be all set. If you guys have any questions for me, 6,000% ask them. And did I call your name, Brianna? I believe I did. Hi, Brianna. How are you, lovey-dovey? Did I have Brianna on here? I think I had you. I might not have. Hi, sweetheart. Welcome. Welcome, Brianna. So, now, like I was saying, Impressionism is all about how the light hits. Okay? So, we're going to come in here. I'm going to close up, you guys. And it's all going to be about how the light plays off of these roses and these vines. So, the first thing I'm going to do is the light on the vines. So, I'm going to grab Mini-Me. I'm going to swirl tap that Mini-Me. It's so hard with the... Thank you so much, guys, for those of you that are assisting people with the connection problems. I don't know if it's completely me or on their end, and it's so difficult because this has been the same internet setup since I started doing my videos, and I paid my bill. There's not much more I can do, and I can go on phone data, but to do that, have you ever used the small tubes with metal tips for fine details? No, but I know what you're talking about. And they have like a little round ball on the end, or they'll have a point, or any of that stuff. No, I've used the back of a brush, and I have a dotter brush that I love. That's amazing, especially like when I'm doing galaxies and stuff, which I can't find right now. It's at an angle. It's so cool. A lot of people love this brush. Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, no. Oh, here it is. I found it. There we go. I have a dotter brush. So, but those metal ones, for some reason, I never tried them for some reason. It's not you. It was everyone having an issue. Okay. Whew. All right. I saw what was going on in the chat, but I couldn't follow along because I wanted to cover a few things. And also I'm powerless. So this, I'm popping on and off for a long time on yours. So, but Brianna says she's fine, and other people are saying I'm fine. So it might be a thing on other people's ends, especially because we're in the season of storms and stuff. So that might be causing a lot of problems for people. Because I noticed the last few weeks everyone's kind of having a problem here and there, and I think it's because we're in storm season. So that cuts out a lot of people's internet sometimes. Ooh, model car paintbrushes. Yes, those are cool too. And of course I have the Mr. Nifties. So what I'm going to do, like I said, we're dealing with light. So I'm going to add the lighter areas of my greenery. So I'm going to grab my yellow, and I'm going to grab a microscopic amount of white. And I'm going to dab, dab, dab that. And in here... right, I'm going to do swipes of the yellow, hitting the different areas. Now, like I said, this is impressionistic style. So you just want to put in these pops of the light playing off of. I'm not following any shapes. I'm not following, you think it's mine, not yours? Okay, Robin. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It is very annoying. I know it's annoying. I'm not following any shapes. I'm not following any rules of thumb. The yellow is see-through, and I am just putting in these pops of lighter color. The only thing I am thinking about it, and then I'm dabbing, is where my light's coming from. So I'm going to put more on this side and like less down here in the dark area. But here and there, not everywhere, you're going to get pieces of light hitting the greenery, and I am putting that into place. So, like I said, with the impressionistic style, there's no rule of thumb. There's no following a certain shape. There's no, you know, getting things a certain way. It's just wherever you think or however you think. Like, I'm going to zigzag zoom this and make this straight lines right here. It's whatever you think and however you think light is going to hit your object. Okay, so I'm going to put zigzag zoom of light hitting the ground right in front of my rose bush, and I'm going to put in dashes and dabs and pieces. So impressionistic is really fun to play with. You know, you don't have, you give up control. And like I said, I'm going to put more light on this area right here because that's where it's going to be hitting the most. And I am just putting this here, there, wherever I feel light would hit my, my vines. Okay, and you just have to be careful not to lose the dark because the dark is just as important as the light. Now, I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush, and yeah, right, it's really fun, and it's, I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush, and I'm going to grab just red. I'm going to grab just red now on Mini Me, and I'm going to come into my flower sections, and I'm going to put in these dashes and dabs of just red onto my flowers. Okay, and the ones that are clustered all together, I'm definitely going to put just red in those clusters. Okay, so this is the darker areas of my flowers, or maybe it's a certain rose or something that's popping out. So I'm going to put just red here, there, not everywhere. Again, not following any rules. Or if you notice, I am just dabbing this stuff in here. I am not following anything. I'm not even going on where I put a flower before. You know, I have that a little bit, but not a lot. And I'm just dabbing in all these different pieces. And some of it's mixing with that yellow I just put on and giving like a really cool orangey thing. When I'm finished, I'll give you guys a pan of a close-up of what this looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to wipe off my brush, and I'm going to grab that base pink that I made, and I'm going to come in and do some dabs of the base pink. Okay, I'm going to do some dabs of the base pink in here. Here, there, not everywhere, just wherever I feel like dabbing it, really. It doesn't really matter. So I'm putting in the base pink color. Like I said, here, there, not everywhere. You know, if I wound up having a really globby area of the red, I could turn around and break it up with the pink. So I'm putting in this base pink color. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my white, and we're going to put in the white areas. Okay, so the Impressionism is playing with the color, playing with the light, playing with the dark, and all of that happy stuff. And yeah, right, looks totally cool. So it gives it like a little orange thing. Now I'm grabbing just white, and I'm going to come in here and bam, some pieces of white, like bam. Ooh, that was a globby. That was globby. So I'm just going to pop in these straight up pieces of white. And some of it's going to mix with my pink. Some of it's going to stay white. And again, wherever I think the light is going to hit. Right? Here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. And some of it's mixing with the pink. Some of it's mixing with the red. Some of it is staying white. So it all depends on wherever you think. And if I have a spot that looks globby, I'll put a line through it. So wherever you think light is going to hit your vine. And like I said, if you have a globby area, you can always break it up. And then over here is going to be a little darker, so I'm just going to put boop, 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 just a little bit. All right, so that is how you would do an impressionistic, but bam! But bam, Michelle says, but bam! White, not red, although I should have done we end up with pink, so yeah. Yes, Michelle, just like that, but bam. And I'm going to pan a close-up so you guys can see the dashes and the dabs and all of that stuff. See? And I do it all at once, so everything kind of mixes and gels together, and then you get the different shades and values. And like you said, mixed it with the yellow. Don't know how that happened. You can see the pops of lighter color on the vine part. You can see the shadows and all of that stuff. And there you go. So, it's all good, sweetheart. I got you. I get it now. All right, sometimes it takes me a minute to get a joke. So I got you now, baby doll. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I hope that you guys had a great time and learned lots of different things, and you play. Doing roses is playing. Just remember those few key points about lines and angles. Dark goes in where the petals connect. You know, you want to do little sweeping motions, and you can build. So yes, you're going to get a blob. You're going to get a blob, but as you play with it and build upon it, your rose is going to appear. Okay? So, yes, blob. But then as you play with it and do the different things to it, you're going to get your rose that's going to appear out of everything. And remember, the stems and the leaves are just as important as the flower. So, I hope everybody stops to smell the roses along their journey this week. And I'm going to see you all on Friday. And thank you, everybody, for the stars. Thank you so much for the support. You all are my heart. Tonight was epic. It was crazy. It was chaotic. We had paint being rogue. We had landscapers show up. We had internet issues. You name it, it happened during this one, but that's all good. That is all good. Exactly, Michelle, exactly. All of that kind of stuff happened tonight, and it is all good because you know what? That's life. And life happens here. And we support each other as a family. So all of my lovely, lovely, lovely family members of Eve's Creations Paint Party, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You all warm my heart. I'm going to see you guys on Friday. And have an awesome, awesome evening. All right? Good night, everybody. Bye.